Bring in defense attorney Mark Reichel to give us some analysis on this. So, Mark, just first of all, guilty on all 34 counts. Did you anticipate this particular verdict?
Yes, actually, I went on News Nation over 2 weeks ago and Scripps News 2 weeks ago and predicted that he'd be found guilty on all counts, actually.
I like the plug there for News Nation, our parent company. Good job there, Mark. Your check's in the mail. So in terms of, we've heard language from the former president talking about the trial being rigged and that this is, a partisan judge, and also brought up the voting record in Manhattan and the district attorney. And so we're getting a little bit of a preview on what the rhetoric is going to be like. But let's talk about his legal team and what you think in terms of the appeals process and the success of the appeals process for the former president.
It's really tough to win a case like this on appeal, and here's why. The system is set up to give judges broad discretion to try cases. And once we have a conviction, that's finality. The only thing the appellate court really does is review for what's called clear error, something really outstanding that would have changed the verdict. And then the Supreme Court, they teach us what the law is. They don't retry cases. So the appellate courts in New York they get so many cases, so many appeals. Yes, this is the former president. I understand that. But it's going to have to be an egregious error, and I don't see that anywhere. I think this judge was actually rather even-handed.
Okay, and it's important to point out that these are state charges. That means if the former president is to, in some way or fashion, he's the presumptive nominee, become president of the United States, he cannot pardon himself because these are state charges. But I also want to ask you, too, in terms of the judge and what we can expect at sentencing, considering, okay, if you take the fact that the person we're talking about here is the former president of the United States, former reality star Donald Trump, somebody that everybody has known in this country for a very long time. We're talking about a first-time felon, nonviolent crime. I mean, do you see prison time in the cards here?
This is a really tough thing for everyone, the defense attorney actually and the judge. I've represented very high profile people at sentencing where, the eyes of a lot of people in the community are watching it. And so it's, you're not going to get away with anything because it is, everyone's looking at it to see how fair the system is. So the judge here, okay, is going to look at these facts. This is an elderly person, no prior criminal convictions. The case didn't have violence to it, okay? And additionally, it was a white collar affair. Now, the problem is that there's a final element in sentencing that's always important. It's called remorse or acceptance of responsibility, acceptance that you've done wrong. It gives the victims, in this case, the state and so forth, it gives them closure. It gives us an understanding that you're not planning to do it again. So when someone doesn't have acceptance of responsibility at sentencing, it's really tough for his defense attorney. It's also very difficult for a judge to not say, well, I have the discretion to sentence you to jail. I'm going to do that. So the next several weeks are really big for Donald Trump personally, whether he's going to risk actually going into a jail facility or, not save face so much and admit that he's done something wrong. It's not the biggest crime on earth at all. And I think he'd be forgiven by most of the people that support him. So I think he's really going to have to spend some real time determining for the first time in a long time, what's the right thing to do.
Well, he's already fundraising off of it right now. I've received 2 emails from his fundraising arm describing him as a political prisoner. So it doesn't seem like he's going to be quiet about this. But I want to get your assessment now that we have this verdict. And again, I articulated this at the top of the interview that this is, one of a few cases that the former president is embroiled in. And it was described as the weakest. Do you see it that way?
Oh, I absolutely thought this was the weakest case, and I couldn't believe it was going to go first. But, now that this has happened, like I said, I think at some point there has to be a reckoning by Donald Trump, an actual reckoning by the Republican Party, because this is the weakest case. And I really do think that the Mar-a-Lago case, the classified documents case, is open and shut. He just lucked out that they're continuing that case. And I think the January 6th case as well in Washington, D.C. is a tougher case against him than this one.
Any way, shape, or form that this case, it's a state case, any way, shape, or form this ends up before the Supreme Court?
Oh, yeah. Anybody in California, any state, when you lose, you can appeal through your state system. And if you really think your constitutional rights have been violated, you can take that to the U.S. Supreme Court. They do take state criminal convictions all the time if they think it's really important to teach the law. So we'll see. I can't imagine him not appealing this to the U.S. Supreme Court even before the election, actually.
All right. Defense attorney Mark Reichel, we appreciate your expertise and analysis here tonight. Appreciate it.